battle between Alexander the Great and mighty Indian king Porus. Ultimately, Porus surrendered. According to a popular belief, among the numerous precious gifts presented by Porus, Alexander cherished the coveted Damascus sword the most. Such was the craze for Indian steel having global name and fame.
In ancient times, Indian-made wood steel was the preferred material for making swords and armor in the Middle East, Persia and Greece, even finding mention in Herodotus's memoirs. The rust-free iron pillar at Delhi, constructed by Chandragupta II, has withstood the ravages of time for over 1500 years. This pillar, used as a sundial to gauge the path of heavenly bodies, is a testimony to India's proficiency in moulding this metal for productive use.
Modern steel making in India began in Bengal at Kulti in 1870, when James Erskine founded the Bengal Iron Works.
In 1901, the country's first iron ore mine was developed at Pansiraburu in Singhbhum district as part of Manoharpur ore mines and linked to Kulti.
Bengal Iron Works, the precursors of today's ISCO steel plant, pioneered steel making in India when it produced steel at Kulti in 1904 through the open hearth technology, using India's first open top blast furnace and coke oven battery.
Around the same time, Jamshedji Tata, an Indian businessman, heard Thomas Carlyle in London say that the nation which gains control of iron soon acquires control of gold. Inspired by Carlyle, Jamshedji decided to build a steel plant in India. However, his dream was not to see the light of day in his lifetime. It started taking shape in 1907 when Tata Steel was established, and steel production began at Sakchi, Bihar in 1912. Sakchi is today called Jamshedpur in memory of Jamshedji Tata.
Tata Steel today is 104 years old and perhaps 6th or 7th largest in the world. But its history is very interesting, and it had some sort of a pioneering and nation building spirit of our founder right from the beginning. He chose a perfect place in the history of steel making to make steel. If you imagine today, the Jamshedpur is situated between two rivers, so never a problem of water. The iron ore source was 130 kilometers away and the coal was about 150 kilometers away. And moreover, the market, which was Calcutta then, was about 200 kilometers away. So it was a perfect place for steel making.
A decade later, fired by nationalistic zeal, the visionary engineer and administrator Sir M. Visvesvaraya founded the Mysore Iron Works in 1923 at Bhadravati in Karnataka. This was later rechristened as Visvesvaraya Iron and Steel to honor its founder.
Despite these initiatives, at independence, India's annual steel production was a mere 1.25 million tons per annum.
The decisive step in taking India's steel industry forward to make the country self-reliant in steel production was taken by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1954.
Nehru prepared the public sector to spearhead India's emerging aspirations by forming Hindustan Steel and laying the foundation of Rourkela, Bhilai and Durgapur Steel Plant, followed by Bokaro Steel Plant.
In 1973, Hindustan Steel was renamed Steel Authority of India Limited, or SAIL, the company that for over 4 decades in post-independent India supplied the bulk of steel to create today's modern India. SAIL is today again at the forefront of India's expanding steel scenario.
The Steel Authority of India has undertaken a massive expansion and modernization program. The total cost of this expansion and modernization program is coming about 72,000 crore. It is at a very advanced level of implementation. This will enhance our capacity of the hot metal from 14 million ton per annum to 24 million ton per annum. We already placed orders worth about 60,000 crore, and already expenditure of about 35,000 crore have been made.
Post-independence, 1991 was a defining year for the country as liberalization opened up markets. As in other sectors, a surge of investments poured into the steel sector as well.
Rashtriya Ispat Nigam Limited, JSW Steel, SR Steel, Jindal Steel and Power Limited and a host of other players joined in to supplement the efforts of SAIL and Tata to forge a strong nation.
It is the combined effort of these producers that India's annual steel production increased more than 4 times in the 2 decades since liberalization, from 15 million tons in 1992 to 66 million tons in the last fiscal. Today, India is among the top 5 producers of steel in the world.
Steel is the bedrock of an energetic and growing society. And a growing economy like India needs more and more of steel.
From the secure safety pin on a child's nappy, to modern cookware and household appliances, to aircrafts and ships, to industries and entertainment, we are surrounded by steel 24/7.
Steel has certain unmatched characteristics: longevity, strength and endurance, ease of fabrication for a variety of uses. Steel is the preferred medium for practically every modern need. Every marker of prosperity and growth bears the distinct stamp of steel.
The homes we live in use steel rebars for foundation and galvanized sheets for roofs. In civil construction, steel provides long column free spans, ensuring safety.
Steel structures also provide better protection against earthquakes, as steel reinforcement bars withstand tensile forces and have greater ductability. Easy to build, safe prefabricated houses of steel were built, and at an affordable cost, on a war footing soon after the disastrous earthquake in snow-clad Leh region of Jammu and Kashmir.
हमें स्टील हार्ट मिला सर पिछले साल, तो इससे हमें फ़ायदा हुआ सर। आइंदा कभी मतलब बाढ़ आएगा पानी का या भूकंप आएगा, जिससे हमारा फैमिली बचे सुरक्षित रहेगा।
Though calamities bring steel's comforting presence into sharp focus, its unobtrusive yet significant presence is felt in normal times as well. Steel-based rural infrastructure is transforming the quality of rural life by supporting irrigation initiatives, dams, pipes and culverts, low-cost housing, school buildings, small bridges, electric and telephone poles, foot-over bridges, etc.
Steel bridges speed up the development in difficult terrains in remote areas, connecting rural population with the rest of the country and opening up opportunities like never before.
Transmission line towers of steel bring light into the life of millions in far-flung areas. Steel provides wheel, bearings and support to local means of transport in rural areas. Even bullock carts with steel components are more efficient with high load bearing capacity. Sturdy and efficient tools facilitate agricultural activity and minimize labor cost. Mechanized farming is also becoming possible due to steel.
Steel roofs in hilly areas being lightweight, low cost, providing safety and long durability.
A model steel village on the outskirts of Visakhapatnam is a proof of the possibilities of working with steel. A cluster of single-story houses built totally with steel provide all the comfort and convenience.
నా పేరు సత్యవతి. ఈ ఇల్లు ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత మాకు చాలా బాగుంది. ఫస్ట్ కచ్చా ఇంట్లో ఉండేవాళ్ళమే. ఇల్లు ఇచ్చిన తర్వాత మాకు చాలా బాగుంది. వర్షాకాలం కూడా, ఇంకా ఎండాకాలం కూడా, చలికాలం కూడా. వర్షాకాలంలో కూడా, చలికాలంలో కూడా బాగానే ఉంది. చాలా బాగుంది ఇల్లు. కట్టించిన వాళ్ళకి చాలా చాలా థ్యాంక్స్, స్టీల్ ప్లాంట్ వాళ్ళకి.
Even as steel silently transforms rural India, it is in cities that it makes its presence felt through its glitzy and awe-inspiring usage.
Skyscrapers, offices, factories, bridges, highways, roads, railways, ports and airports, and industries all take shape through steel.
We believe that by 2020-21, JSPL's total capacity, both at home and overseas, will be in the range of about 15 million tons. We are focusing a lot on developing applications out of the steel products. I'm happy to share that we are keeping a very close watch on the needs of the construction industry. We want to make this job simple. That is why we have introduced several products using steel, including speed floors. We have introduced Schnell technology, whereby the construction period for the housing can be reduced dramatically. We have also introduced a new concept using steel structure, which we call as a light gauge structure, LGS concept. That is also helping us to reduce the total construction period by almost 75%. I think given India's need for housing and economic housing, I think we believe we have a big role to play.
Over 50% of steel consumed goes into building infrastructure projects. Used as a structural component, steel enables faster project completion, saving costs.
The rapidly growing automobile sector heavily depends on various grades of steel. With the ongoing surge in automobile sector, steel consumption is also rising rapidly. Manufacturers of heavy machinery and tools and other industries all depend on steel.
The aspirations of Indians are now growing very fast, and everybody wants to own a car, everybody wants to own a house. The infrastructure on roads, on railways, all these infrastructure are really going to grow in a very big way, and all these things require a lot of steel. So therefore, I'm sure that India will be a very large consumer of steel, and that's why within JSW we have this joint venture with JFE, which brings in very high technology, especially for the flat products, where we want to produce cold roll products for the automobile industry to meet their growing requirements.
Not just residences, industrial and commercial buildings also take on an enticing look, with color-coated profile steel sheets that provide an aesthetic appeal even as they protect.